Hari Om everyone, welcome to this class on Purusha Sukta. We are now into the 28th class almost. So we'll start with the chanting first. I will chant at my end, you can chant at yours. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahnau Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gananam Tva Ganapatigam Havamahi Kavim Kavinam Upamasravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspat Ana Shrinvanmurtibhi Siddh Sadhanam. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwarah Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Chant Sukta from the 5th. तस्मादश्वा अजायन्त ये केचो भयादतः गावो हजग्निरे तस्माज्जाता अजावयः यत्पुरुषं व्यददुः कतिधा व्यकल्पयन् मुखं किमस्य कौबाहु कावूरुपादा उच्येते ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्यकृतः ऊरु तदस्य यद्वैश्यः पद्भ्यागम शूद्रो अजायत चंद्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षो सूर्यो अजायत मुखादिन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च प्राणाद्वायुरद अजायत नाभ्या आसीत् अंतरिक्षं शीष्णोऽध्यो समवर्तत पद्भ्यां भूमिर्दिश श्रोत्रात् तथा लोकागम अकल्पयन् वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसस्तु पारे सर्वाणि रूपाणि विचित्य धीरः नामानि कृत्वाभिवदन् यदास्ते धाता पुरस्ताद्यं मुदा जहार शक्र प्रविद्वान् प्रदिशश्चतस्रः तमेवं विद्वान् अमृतः भवति नान्यः पन्था अयनाय विद्यते यज्ञेन यज्ञम् अयजन्त देवाः तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन् ते हनाकं महिमानः सचन्ते यत्र पूर्वे साध्या सन्ति देवाः. So we are looking at basically the Samaj Vyavastha, the Samaj Purusha. We will see more of this later also about how this Purusha is not just the one. First we saw the Chaitanya Rupena, consciousness, that Purusha. Then we saw the Virat Rupena, Vishwa Purusha. And then we saw the Purusha in the form of the universal Yagya Purusha. And then finally we will now come to the Samaj Purusha, which is in the Samaj Vyavastha, the Brahman Varn Vyavastha. So that is a very deep and detailed topic, which is the cornerstone of our Hindu society, of the natural system of society. So now we are looking at from the previous section about the gunas, the properties that or the what we can say the bhavas, the emotions that grip us, and how we have to handle them, right? So we were looking at this growth, then sukh, joy, and all the other virtues and evils. So all of these are emotions within us, which they cause some kind of, you can say, disruption in our mental thinking, in our mind. So now we were looking at a story. I didn't complete it last time because of lack of time. So we'll just quickly recap that story because we didn't go to the actual spiritual intent or the meaning of the story. So this was the story of the king Sudhir King and his wife Barhi and daughter Radha, and another son later on by another marriage with his other wife Jyoti, whose name was Bhoja. So King Sudhir, it was said, was a wise ruler who ruled with a very generous heart, and he married Barhi. They had a daughter called Radha, and later Barhi died. And so the king married a second wife, Jyoti, after lot of persuasion by the people, and they had this son Bhoja. So Jyoti, his second wife, tried to stop the marriage initially of Radha, but the king finally insisted and married her off to King Hridayesh of a nearby kingdom. Right. So in this marriage, when it happened, Jyoti controlled all the dowry that was given by the king and kept most of it. She gave Radha very little amount. So Radha was abused by the in-laws for bringing very little. And so Hridayesh supported her and he loved her a lot. So she sent letters to her father to call her for some time because she didn't like the in-laws treatment. But Jyoti tore them up, and one day she was at the riverside and she saw the dhobis, the cloth washermen, but they were not washing the clothes that day, but doing puja in the temple. So this was the Bhadrapad Purnima. So on that day, they don't wash clothes. They pray to God and ask for rain. Usually, a washerman will not ask for rain because his job will be hindered. And they want the clothes to dry very fast. Now, this was the day. So they said that this day we pray for other people because they also need rain. So we pray to Shiva for the coming year. And then they tell them that they tell her that this rain will come, it will also flood the rivers and provide us water for our next year's washing also. So in that way we are doing it for ourselves also, right? So then she learned their vidhi. She really liked the way they were very religiously worshipping, and she learned that they were praying to with the shivalinga. He learned to make that shivalinga. And so she learned that with this way, it is a good way to have a prosperous life because Lord blesses you. So now when she started this puja regularly, the blessings worked, and Hridayesh, she expanded the kingdom after that. And they had a very larger area now to rule. And so he created a new capital. They started living apart in the new capital. So in this way, 12 years passed. So now Bhoja, her brother, had heard of their progress, and he was very jealous that he himself had not done much and he hadn't expanded the kingdom. So he decided to invite his sister and ask her, what have you done to have this kind of control? Because he himself was being controlled by everyone. He was controlled by the ministers. He was being controlled by the people. He was even being controlled by the neighboring kingdoms. They were forever ready to attack him or take over parts of his land, right? So therefore, thought about inviting his sister. So now his mother told her Jyoti that she might not come because Jyoti had ill-treated Radha. Huh. But then he said, okay, no, I will ask apology from your side and we'll see what we can do. So there he went there. He went to Hridayesh. He asked for his help. So now Hridayesh was very kind. He helped Raja Bhoj with soldiers and money, and then he also asked his sister to come with him. So initially the Radha was reluctant to go, but then when her brother insisted, she took permission from Hridayesh, from her husband, and she went with him after she got the permission. So on the way, while at the she reached the place, her father's place, and she continued her puja, her Shivling puja. And Bhoja was very irreligious person. He got irritated and he asked her to stop it. He said this. He said like atheists, the Charvak used to say, Yagyo Danam Trayo Veda Rudraksham Bhasma Guntanam Buddhi Purusha Hinanam Jiva Keti Brihaspati. All those who do this Yagya Dan Rudraksha, the Bhasma Guntanam, all these are foolish people. So, but when Radha heard this, she didn't like it and told him not to insult God. But one day, Bhoj, in anger, he threw her shivling into the river. So she was very angry and also sad. And so then meanwhile, Hridesh came to fetch her. Hmm. And he told her that very bad thing had happened. We have lost our kingdom. We have lost our kingdom to new attacks, and the wealth was also very down. So he now in turn asked for Bhoj for help. So Bhoja was reluctant. The way people when they need something, they are ready to ask. But someone asks for help, they don't want to give anything back. So he said, "Look, my army is very old," and so on. He created a lot of excuses, and he didn't help. So he refused. So they decided to leave. So when they were leaving on the way back, Radha stopped by the river, and she told that the shivling that she had lost. And her husband was very upset with her. He said, why did you let him? He was also very religious. He said, you shouldn't have let him do it. And even if he threw it, you should have made him get it out. So he told her, look, let us try to do something. So they went to the dhobis. They went to the washermen and they asked for their help. And this washermen, they dived down and they found the shivling. They found the shivling. She had described it, and it was pretty big, and they gave it to her. So she was very, very happy. So they were carrying the shivling and going back, they stayed at four places. One was a Brahmin. So when they talked to him, so I'll not go into the details, but all the four people they met, they were not very, very good followers of their Varna Ashram Dharma. And they were also not very positive about worship. So in all four places, she left without eating food. She said, I will not eat at a place where a person does not follow his Swadharma. So they all left there without even eating food. So even though the place where they stayed, the people who hosted them, they were upset, but God was very happy. Shiva was very, very happy that they were able to hold on to their worship, right? So now when they reached towards the close to the kingdom, and then they watched that their senapati was coming that way. So their chieftain, he was coming there, and he said that look, we have taken back the kingdom and we have killed the previous king. So they were very happy, and they had got back the wealth also. So it all happened because they had gone back to God's ways. So now what happened was, the person who lost, the other king, his son was very upset with Hridayesh. But since Hridayesh was very strong, he decided to take revenge, and he attacked King Bhoj. And he took over his kingdom, and killed King Bhoj also. He killed King Bhoj also, and he took over their kingdom. So then Hridesh was feeling sorry for the parents. So he went there and he went to bring back the parents. But they found that in that fighting and all, the mother had died, Jyoti had died. But King Sudhir had survived. So they brought the king back, and they together started living very happily after that. Together they said. So what is the meaning of this story? The meaning of this story is that how is wealth gained and lost by Ishwar Anugrah? If Ishwar Anugrah is there, wealth will always flow in our lives. So if you have Swarajya, if you have control over your inner self, everything is gained. So King Sudhir is what? King Sudhir is the Buddhi. Buddhi which is good. When Buddhi is good, and it is with the enlightened fire, because his wife is Barhi. Barhi is what? Agni. Agni means आपके अंदर ज्ञान की अग्नि जल रही है. Your fire is burning. So therefore, that was good time for her. But later on, then a daughter is born out of this connection. So this daughter is Aradhana. So that Aradhana is worship of the Lord. So their daughter is Aradhana. So her name here is Radha, which is another form of that. So Radhyate iti Aradhana is the definition. So with Aradhana, Buddhi connects to God. Whenever Aradhana is there, Buddhi can connect to God. But then later on with time, this connection sometimes does not remain. So he gets distracted by the objects of the world. And he is attracted to the shine of the world. Dunya ki chamak damak. So that is Deepti. His second wife Deepti is the worldly gloss, worldly glare. So that Deepti takes away his abundance. Because we are stuck in the worldly gloss, it takes away our abundance. And therefore our Aradhana leaves us. So Aradhana leaves the king. Aradhana leaves us. And this Aradhana goes back to where? Aradhana belongs to the heart, Hridayesh. So she goes to Hridayesh, which is the place of Paramatma. Right? So worldly people don't respect Aradhana. They make fun of people who are doing puja, and therefore they don't value her. That is why her in-laws, they abused her. So when momentarily she goes back to through love to the world, she goes to Bhoja, or then her puja is lost. So going back to Bhoj is losing your puja, because Bhoj is what? Bhoj is bhog, bhog karna. जब आप भोग की तरफ जाते हो, when you go towards bhog, you lose your puja. So that is how you lose. So therefore her Shivalinga is lost. Shivalinga is lost, and therefore her abundance also disappears. उसके घर में जो बरकत थी वो खत्म हो जाती है. So heart is disturbed at the loss of Swarajya. So Hridayesh here, he is disturbed at the loss of Swarajya. So they go to the Dhobi. So Dhobi is what? Dhobi is washing clothes. So Dhobi is one who washes the body and mind of impurities. धोबी जो हमें धो देता है अंदर से बाहर से नहीं धोता है डंडे से सो देन ध्यान गेट्स स्टेबलाइज्ड ध्यान गेट्स स्टेबलाइज्ड एंड देन इट इज टेस्टेड बाय द नास्तिक ऑफ द वर्ल्ड फर्स्ट इज अ ब्रदर हु इज नास्तिक who tells her don't do puja, why you do puja, and so then later on the the four nastic of the worlds are the four varnas who have fallen from their duties. So she goes to the Brahmin, the Shudra, the Vaishya. And so all of them are not doing, because Brahman, what is his duty? Brahman's duty is Vidya Dana. He gives away knowledge. So someone who doesn't do that, he is losing on that duty. Then same with the Kshatriya. What is the Kshatriya? He doesn't do the duty of protection of others. So that is Kshatriya not doing his duty. Then finally the Vaishya who doesn't share his wealth. And then finally Shudra is one who doesn't do hard work. So finally, when it holds on, abundance returns. When you hold on to your puja, then abundance results. And King Bhog was killed. So Bhoga is destroyed. So now Radha lives happily with Hridayesh. She lives happily with Hridayesh. So this is the essence of this story. So we have to hold on to our worship. Otherwise, we will lose our Swarajya or our independence, right? So we are looking at the emotions. So we saw four emotions. The four emotions. One is krodh, anger. Other is harsh or happiness. This is not that anand happiness, mind view. This is the general worldly happiness. Then fear, dar, bhai, and anxiety, chinta. So we have to think first now that these four we encounter in our life. So are these four a property of Jiva, or do they come and go? Why do I say they come and go? If something is a property of someone, it will not come and go. Because Agni's property is fire. So fire's property is to burn. So burning property will never go away. You cannot find a cold Agni. So therefore, that it will not go away. So therefore, now how do we test this theory? So if they are the properties, then even if you remove these four by sadhana, they will again come back. So, like water tends to flow down. It always goes from a higher place to lower. But if you raise it, then after some time, whenever it gets the chance, it will again flow down. So that is its swabhav. Pani, jal, niche ki taraf hi jayega. So when you release it, same thing if you burn a fire, wherever you burn it, if you burn it in high altitude snow, if you go to a hills, you will find you will not be able to cook food. What time लगता है cook करने? It takes a lot of time. So therefore, fire is less hot. But that is not due to the property of fire. It is due to the lack of air pressure. वहाँ air कम होती है. So burning, it doesn't get enough oxygen. So in the hills, even boiling some potatoes will take long time. Then what to say about other things, other hard vegetables, it will take even, if like dal, rajma, you take more time to burn. So that will be very, very difficult to cook. So the height has reduced the power of Agni, but its power to burn never goes away. Same way, the swabhava or the nature of an object doesn't change. So in this Mandukya Upanishad Karika, Bhagwan Gaudapada says, Prakrite anyatha bhava na kathanchit bhavishyati. So anything cannot ever leave its prakriti. So you can regulate something. You can regulate. You can regulate water by putting a dam, but you cannot change the swabhava. So therefore, coming back to our krodh, harsh, etc. are so. So if they are swabhava, you can stop for a while, but they will return. But if they are not, then you can lose them by sadhana. साधना से आप क्रोध पे हर्ष पे विजय पा सकते हो. Even harsh, I am saying, okay, we will understand. So Vedanta says they are not our swabhava. They come due to some cause. निमित्तिपाय नैमित्तिकस्य अप्यापाय. They come because of some निमित्त. किसी कारण से ही क्रोध आता है. ऐसे नहीं आ जाता क्रोध. If something appears due to a certain cause, then you can remove the cause and make it disappear. Like if you catch a cold, ठंड लग गई, your nose gets blocked, you take medicine. Take medicine, you do some treatment, like we are talking about, you drink lots of water, you will get cured of cold. So therefore, cold will go away. Then after some time, your nose is open, na? Because it happens, no? A lot of time we don't drink enough water. Our body tries to compensate by secreting mucus. We think it's a disease, but actually it is lack of water. The moment you start drinking enough water, I guarantee you never you will have the clogged nose while sleeping. I used to have this problem, but just by drinking water, completely solved. So everything has a way of has a treatment. So if you take that treatment, it will cure that. So but the all these faults they can never touch the atma. Any sin, any path can never touch the atma. So if we can understand, if you think about it, we can understand. Like if something is my swabhavana, no one questions it. One assumes automatically. Someone says my hand got burned, हाथ जल गया. So we ask, how did you burn? So he says, I touched a hot vessel on the stove. I was cooking something, or I was maybe went near the fire. So then you will ask, will you ask that how did the fire burn you? You will not ask this question. It is natural. It's स्वभाव है अपने आप. You will not ask that why, how did fire burn you? You will just say be careful next time. आगे से ख्याल रखा करो, है ना? Because fire will burn. Or someone ate something, ate something bitter, कुछ खट्टा खा लिया. So someone will say my teeth are bitter, or I have a bitter taste in my mouth. Why? I ate a raw mango. कच्चा आम खा लिया. So you will not say why mango made teeth bitter. क्यों मैंगो से हो गया? हाँ, यू विल से स्टॉप ईटिंग रॉ मैंगोज एट योर एज. इतने बड़े हो गए हो, क्या मत खाओ. So same way, if a person gets angry, if क्रोध was his nature, then you would never ask why he got angry. In fact, when he is calm, you would ask why are you calm today? Anger is your swabhav. Why are you not angry? So that is not the case, na. So you will not ask, shouldn't you be angry? In fact, the other person, the angry person, will always say that I got angry because someone said so and so, someone insulted me, or someone said something bad to me. That is why he got angry. And you will also ask what was the reason you have for getting angry. So the reason is always outside. कारण बाहर रहेगा. It is never one's own nature. That one gets angry due to external cause. Even the worldly joy is not the nature of man. Because it is dependent on objects. So if someone is like laughing for the whole day, पागलों की तरह हंस रहा है, then you will send him to the mental hospital. You will send him to Agra or Ranchi or wherever. So even normally, when one laughs, you ask him why. What is the reason for it? क्यों आज बड़ा हंस रहे हो? You are laughing a lot today. ऐसे लोग कह देते हैं हम ज्यादा हंस रहे हो. क्या बात ज्यादा हंस रहे हो? So tell us too. Or if he sit उल्टा ले लो. Take the reverse case. If he is sitting quiet, you don't ask him why are you not laughing. Because it is not his swabhava. We say for some cheerful people that some people are always smiling, but they also have ups and downs. They also have their ups and downs. So that this is for harsha. Then bhaya. Someone is shaking from fear. You always asking the reason. So even if it is a false reason, like you have seen an illusory ghost, भूत देख लिया, डर लग रहा है. Though that reason, the actual ghost does not exist, but still the reason has to be there. Even illusory reason can scare you. Even illusory reason. मिथ्या भूत से भी तुम डर सकते हो. So this is one substance that people are afraid of, even if they say that the ghosts do not exist or they don't believe in them. Of course, some people are very sure that ghosts exist. So tell them. So if you tell some person no who doesn't believe in ghosts, you tell them a story, they will still say, "Stop! No, I have to travel in the dark. मुझे अंधेरे में जाना है." So there, this what you call this is anirvachaniya, indescribable, something that is indescribable, but still it scares people. So Maya is also the same. Maya is also same. Maya doesn't have real existence, but it still scares the bravest of the people. Those who declare no that Maya is non-existence in all three periods of time, Trikale, na tishtati, in all three times of period, Maya does not exist. But they are seen to cry when Maya grips them. So you ask them that does Maya still exist? And he will say it doesn't exist, but still it is scaring us. So Maya can scare the best of people. There is a story also. So Ramakrishna Paramahansa was a great saint. I have told some stories about him earlier also. So he was a great saint and a worshipper of Ma, Devi Ma. He worshipped Devi Ma. So his guru was the Vedanta teacher Totapuri. Totapuri was from Punjab and he had traveled to Bengal. So he said that Maya doesn't exist. So one day the student asked Guruji, do you want to see the play of Ma? अब माँ का खेल देखना चाहते हो? So he said, I haven't seen it. So he said, Rama, tell me how I can see. He said, I will show you one day. Ma will show you one day. So he was from Punjab. He was very hefty, एकदम मोटे तगड़े थे. Totapuri, very healthy man. But after coming to Bengal from Punjab, his health suddenly decreased because the food was different, everything was different, the weather was different. So he grew a bit weaker. So earlier, no, he would sit for hours in samadhi, sometimes 12 hours also. But due to his weak body, he suffered and he was not able to do this sadhana slowly, even for less than an hour he was able to do. So he thought that the time my prarabdha has come to an end. My body is no use now. If I can't use my body to connect to the Atma, it is better to give it up. So he thought that I will give up the body. So he waded into the water of the Ganga में चले गए, and he was walking in the water, but even when he reached the center where it is the deepest, it was still knee deep. It was still only knee deep. So he was surprised. So he thought maybe some prarabdha remains, that is why I'm not drowning, and he reached the other end. So when he reached the ashram, then Ramakrishna Paramahansa was smiling and laughing also. So he said, did you finally see the play of my Ma? So Guruji said, yes, I saw. So even the Jnani can be trapped in Maya. Maya can make you. There is a long story also. I'll not repeat it here, but maybe some of you can check it on. So Narad Rishi was walking along with Vishnuji. And Sarupa, you are asking something?
Yes, earlier only I had one doubt. You said that by addressing the root cause of anger, it can be removed, but like the
Yeah.
reason behind the anger. But is it like true in all the cases? Because in real life, I don't think reasons are in our control. So how do we remove that?
No, look, the thing is, what is being said here is that anger comes because of some cause. Yes,
Hmm.
some cause. So if we can address that cause, then at least you can understand that anger is coming because of that cause. I am not angry by nature. Some of us think no कि मैं गुस्से वाली हूँ या मैं गुस्से वाला ही हूँ.
Hmm.
Some people think that. So they don't realize that the anger is because they are sensitive towards some objects. So when I realized that I am sensitive to someone saying something, like yesterday, we were also talking that someone said something no very harsh to me was about my parents, a very wise person, and I got angry that why are you saying this? But then I later realized that what nothing bad can happen to my parent just because someone is saying it. So we have to address the root cause. कि क्यों गुस्सा हूं? With no reason, what is going to happen is going to happen. But because we take the feeling, we take the what we call the accusation upon ourselves, we become angry. Now someone says तुम बुद्धू हो. So if I am buddhu, then I am buddhu. I will try to improve myself. But if I am not, then why should I be angry? Both cases, no reason to get angry. So if we can address the root cause, we can take over that, right? So now coming to this, so now Maya, we said it can delude even a jnani. So once Narad Rishi was walking with Vishnu ji, and then he was talking about Maya, and then Vishnu ji, he showed him a whole episode he created where he went to a kingdom, married the princess, had children, and everything. A huge story about how Maya can take grip of. So even a Gyani like Naraji was gripped by Maya. So that is always a possibility. So that is why for us in the modern times, the teacher is Bhagwan Shankaracharya. So he also said, don't try to fight Maya. Why did he say that? He said, because there is one way to handle Maya. There is one emotion where the hardest of minds melt, and that is the love of the mother. Maa ka pyar. So he says, Kuputro jayate kvachidapi kumata na bhavati. There may be a bad son. Kuputro ho sakta hai. But Kumata nahi ho sakti, Puri Mata nahi ho sakti. So he always calls Maya her mother. He says, whenever I meditate, he always talks to Maya as mother. Hey, oh mother, please take me to the Tattva. मुझे तत्व ज्ञान की ओर लेके जाओ. He prays to Maya. So we pray to the gods daily, but we can't win over them. हम उनको हरा नहीं सकते. We can't defeat them. But when we make them like our parents, we make them like our mother or father, or like we surrender to them, then they will never harm us. So now, just like the nature of Agni doesn't change, anger cannot change Jiva. That is what you have to understand. Anger cannot change the Jiva. The reason is outside. So I didn't explain Udveg, but Udveg also, you see, no, Udveg has no reason. Udveg, we get tension for no reason. हम बिना बात के टेंशन लेते जो होना होना है. I gave you the example, son is not coming home at time. Whenever he will come. So if it is too late, then maybe we can go searching. But otherwise, some delay is always there. So Udveg is tension, it something that happens without reason. So something that is itself changing, that cannot change me, that cannot change the Atma. So why does this happen? Because we haven't made ourselves one with the Devta. We haven't connected to the Devta, our Sadhya Devta. The Sadhya is what we are discussing here. So someone who makes himself one with the Sadhya Deva, he will remove the ego and he can conquer the anger. So just think that there is a pot. So as long as there is a pot and there is water inside it, then the water inside and the water outside are different. You can even put the pot in the river, but still the water inside the pot and the water outside will be different. Alag alag hoga, hai na? So the water inside is, you can say, limited or divided. Outside also is divided, but it is bigger. That is the difference. So this is Jivatma, that is Paramatma. So as long as Jiva is there, Paramatma is also limited in a sense. But once we are one, then I am Brahman. Then everything is water. So once the pot is there, the pot is going to divide us. So only when you smash the pot, what is the pot? The pot is the Ahankar Vritti. मैं कुछ अलग हूं ईश्वर से. That is the pot. That is Ahankar Vritti. Or you can say the myness, मेरापन. So the consciousness inside is different from the consciousness outside. So only thing that the consciousness outside is much bigger, huge, much bigger. We are just so small. While the one inside is very, very small. So the inner consciousness is the Jiva with the limitation, while the outer is Ishvara with Deva Bhava. So till your minus, your myness, your ego dissolves and the Ahankar goes away, till then you are not the full undivided Atma. तब तक तुम आत्म स्वरूप में नहीं आए. You have not come to your true nature. Until the Aham exists, the Upasana of the outer Sadhya Deva is necessary. We think that we have got Atma Jnanam, but that is not complete until our knowledge is very, very firm. जब तक पूरा पक्का नहीं हो जाता. So till then we need to be worshipping Ishvara. तब तक ईश्वर का सहारा लेना पड़ेगा, है ना? So therefore, that is the seed of Sadhya Upasana. That is the seed of Sadhya. Yatra Purve Sadhya Santi Deva. So one may think that due to, is there sorrow in God also? क्या ईश्वर भी दुखी होता है? So one may think that due to the division, the inner aham is sorrowful. हम तो दुखी है. So outer one also maybe. So here Sureshwaracharya Bhagwan says that they are divided due to your aham. It is your aham that is separating God from you. So therefore, don't let he will not let your sorrows enter him. He can be compassionate towards you. God can be compassionate, but he will not be hurt in the same way by your sorrows. Because why? He knows his infinite nature. You don't know. उसे पता है मैं अनंत हूँ. So how is he able to remain undisturbed? Let's see with an example. Like when there are worms in your tummy, पेट में कीड़े हो जाते हैं. And not just physical कीड़े, some bacteria or disease also. कुछ भी है. So let us suppose that the worm has a pain in the tummy. उसके पेट में दर्द है. So then you won't feel their pain. Even if you are not separate from them, आपके अंदर ही है, आपसे अलग नहीं है. So the pain of the worm in your tummy doesn't give you pain. So even though it is inside you. Same way, Sadhya Deva also don't get sad from the pain of the Jiva. You can apply this, as I said, to the bacteria, virus, anything that enters you. You take medicine to kill them. And when they die, it doesn't hurt you. वो मर भी जाते हैं. It doesn't hurt you. So now understand this with respect to Jnani. So whenever what is the state of the Jnani? Whatever the state of the Devta, the Ishwar is the same state as the Jnani. The Ishwar also knows his full infinite nature. Jnani also knows. So in the Mundak Upanishad, the Jnani is called Mahashala. Mahashala. Shala is the house. So Mahashala is simply translated in the text there as Mahagrihastha. But if he is a Mahagrihastha, then he will not be a Jnani. So the actual explanation is what? That a wider explanation is that the normal Grihastha has a small family. छोटा सा परिवार है. And still he struggles to maintain that family. फिर भी वो बहुत उसको मुश्किल होती है मेंटेन. लेकिन for the Jnani, the whole world is a family. That is why he is Mahagrihastha. That is why he is Mahashala. So he sees all the families as his own. So Jnani is a Mahashala. He sees all the families as his own. Hence, he solves their sorrows. When you go to a Jnani, he will quickly give you a solution for sorrow. But he doesn't get sorrowful with your sorrows. He doesn't grieve with you. He can be compassionate towards you. So with Sadhya Upasana, man goes beyond sorrow. Whenever we do this Sadhya Upasana, we go beyond sorrow. So that is the main aim. And then comes what? Ayajantaha Sadhya Rishayaschaye. Sadhya Rishayaschaye. So Rishis. So the Rishi is the one who connects to the Sadhya Deva in the most complete manner. So what is the difference between Sadhya and Rishi? This normal person and Sadhya Rishi. The Sadhya Rishi will easily attain to Sadhya Deva. And what about the Rishi? What is the meaning of Rishi? Rishi means one who always tells the truth. Satya. Satya mein sthit hai. And always tells the truth and is established in the truth. And he reveals the truth. वो सत्य को हमारे सामने दिखा देते हैं. So he reveals the truth of the scriptures, and also he is also able to see what others cannot. Rishi will be able to see what normal people like us cannot. So therefore, he is called a drashta, mantra drashta. So mantra drashta doesn't mean he's seeing the mantras before his eyes. But he can hear internally the mantras, he can understand their meaning, he can write them down, he can hear the exact chanting, कैसे chant हो रहा है, he can hear nature, he can hear Ishvara. So in Vedic Dharma, Satya is the most important. Satya सबसे जरूरी है. So Satya is of two kinds. There are two kinds of Satya. One is the Nitya Satya, and Nitya is the nature of the Lord. जो हमारे आत्मा का स्वरूप या ईश्वर का स्वरूप या ब्रह्म का स्वरूप, that is Nitya Satya. And the other is the Vyavharik Satya, the Satya of the world, which we have to be careful of in our daily life. क्योंकि हमने सत्य को पकड़ के रखा. That is Vyavharik Satya. So you can say in English eternal Satya and transactional, and eternal truth and transactional truth. Transactional हो गया व्यवहार and eternal हो गया सत्य, नित्य सत्य. So now this eternal never changes. That is the main thing. And Vyavharik changes as per time, situation, etc. You can take by an example, like someone asks you the time. So you check your watch and you say it's 7:20. After some time you check and you find that your watch is 5 minutes slow. हमारी घड़ी तो गलत थी. So now if you said 7:20 and not 7:25, then is the statement true or false? सच है या मिथ्या है, गलत है? सच है भी और नहीं भी है ना. So now from the transactional point it is a truth. व्यवहारिक दृष्टि से सत्य है. आपको जितना पता था आपने बोला, जानबूझ के तो गलत नहीं बोला. So transactional truth means my watch was not correct. so I told the truth. But from the absolute point, I told a falsehood. तो वहां से तो व्यवहारिक means basically what? व्यवहारिक means as per my knowledge, I told the truth, and that knowledge was also received by someone who I am telling it to. It was received by the hearer. So this thing, what we say is, it is a mistake and not a falsehood. वो गलती है. So like a child can make a mistake and then he can be forgiven. गलती से हो गया. But if he does it deliberately, then he can't be forgiven. जानबूझ के नहीं करना. So till self-knowledge is not firm within us, till then we have to resort to व्यवहार. हमें व्यवहार में रहना पड़ेगा. That is what we have heard and seen. We impart that same knowledge truthfully to anyone who asks us. How we should do vyavhar. Because, whenever you are telling about how to transact in the world, no, there will always be one view that is contrary to your own, even if it is inspired from Shastra. Because it is transactional, relative point. Everything depends on so many situations. So therefore, that is why all the advice given by even a Jnani will never be perfect, but it will be the best out of the possible choices. That is the difference. For the normal person, he will not be able to see. So therefore, if we continue in this way for a length of time, we continue holding on to the truth, whatever be the Vyavaharik Satya, ultimately we will reach Paramarthik Satya. धीरे धीरे हम पहुंच जाएंगे, लेकिन सत्य को पकड़ के रहना है. वी लूज वेरी इजिली. Many times, a man wonders, if I didn't know the highest truth, then how will I transact? Because in life always transaction cannot be with Param Satya. Life में उसके अनुसार सब कुछ नहीं हो सकता. So he may wonder that even this dharma that I am doing, is it true or not? Is it right or not? So Vyavaharik basically means I have honestly ascertained a truth with all the effort of my intellect, that and then even if that after that I commit a mistake, then I will not be guilty of falsehood. So one is the means while the other is the end. So Vyavaharik Satya is the means, Paramarthik Satya is the end. But many people, they prefer to remain in Vyavahar only. They will not reach the Paramarthik Satya. जिसको interest ही नहीं है, or you cannot force some person to go for spirituality. In Gita also, Bhagavan says that don't reveal this to everyone. Don't call everyone from around and call them and try to tell them this. Someone who has reached that state of interest, then only you should be able to answer that person, or someone who comes to you with a genuine query. Because these days, everyone is Jnani. Don't try to teach anyone. They will know more than you. So someone has a genuine query, you go and you teach them. So what is our target now? Reaching Paramarthik Satya through Vyavahar, holding on to Vyavaharik Satya, which it has been mentioned so many times in our scripture. So one of the most well-known is in Mundak Upanishad, Satyameva Jayate. So the full sentence is Satyameva Jayate na anritam. So truth always rules and not the untruth. So now pay attention to the word. A lot of us mistake the meaning of this. Attention to the word Jayate. So Jayate is given one definition in Sanskrit. So it is said, Sarva Utkarshen Vartate. जो हमेशा उत्कृष्ट होके रहता है सबसे ऊपर, someone who is an example for everyone. So he is always situated at the highest, the utkrisht, the best. So one may win by the untruth. Untruth can win, but he will not be considered good or highest. Some politician has become rich, but he will not be respected. इसका तो पैसा चोरी का है. So he will not be respected. So that is the meaning. Satyameva Jayate. So truth will always be considered the most revered, as also the person who adheres to it. So but an evil person may win, but he will not be revered. उसकी पूजा या उसकी respect नहीं की जाएगी. But let us take the other meaning also. Let us take the other meaning that truth always wins. We can take this meaning also. How? So then we may wonder that does truth always win? सत्य हमेशा जीतता है क्या? Every day we say day in and day out untruth is winning. झूठे लोग जीत रहे हैं. They are getting best things in life. Evil is spreading and liars are getting more attention. They are making more money. But look closely. If we look closely, we will find actually it is the truth only winning. But when untruth is winning, the untruth is wearing the cloth of the truth. असत्य ने सत्य का जामा पहना. So the untruth wins, that untruth wins that you have successfully convinced the other that it is the truth. सत्य असत्य वहीं जीतेगा जहां आपने दूसरे को कन्विंस कर दिया यही सत्य है. सो लाइक नो यू कवर्ड कॉपर विद गोल्ड प्लेटिंग एंड यू सोल्ड इट टू समवन एज गोल्ड. तो वो 1,000 रुपए का कॉपर आपने 1 लाख रुपए में बेच दिया सोल्ड इट. सो यू थिंक यू आर वेरी इंटेलिजेंट but actually you are not intelligent. So the one who is not intelligent will say I have sold copper at the price of the gold, but he has sold it as gold. He has sold it as gold only and not as copper. So gold was sold and not copper. Hmm. Or copper you can say with the covering of gold. Same way untruth also wins when covered by the truth. So win जो है ना जयते, that win belongs to truth only. अपने अपने आप में असत्य नहीं जीत सकता है. ऑन इट्स ओन नो असत्य कैन नॉट विन. सो विन बिलोंग्स टू द ट्रूथ ओनली. सो इफ ट्रूथ वाज नॉट कवरिंग इट वुड नॉट हैव वन. So one who uses another person's name to be successful, he will never be respected. A lot of people know they use someone else's credit and they say I did this, and then some people find out later on. So then, in fact, they go to a even lower form of disrespect from others. और बेइज्जती हो जाती है उनकी. So that is why so you can win by covering some untruth by the truth. But then even the person who sold it, we think he is thinking he's very intelligent. But one day the person who got it, he will check. Somewhere he will check, no, and then he will complain and he will give a police complaint, and this person will get caught. And then he will say, oh, he will plead with the police, so ले लो पैसे जितना है, whatever difference I took you can take. They will take the money also, and they will put him in jail also. So therefore, when you mix truth with the untruth, then not only do you lose that truth, उस सत्य को भी नहीं खो देते, but you also suffer the penalty for untruth. उस झूठ का भी तुम्हें दंड मिलता है. So though you can't do, so if you go to the Lord and say he's punishing you for 2 untruths, so you say I told 50 truths also. So God will say your 2 lies have finished the value of 50 truths. वो 2 झूठ ने 50 सच को भी zero कर दिया. So like you mix a drop of poison in a bucket of milk. Whole milk gets spoiled. And let us not say poison, even नींबू डाल दो, put something. So whole milk. So one has to tread the path of truth very carefully. People think in these days that speaking untruth is very, very good. But when you analyze carefully, always truth will help you. You try to cover you say one lie, you will have to keep telling hundreds of lies to cover it. So one has to tread the path of truth very carefully. Otherwise, falling from Vyavahara will make us fall from Paramarthik Satya also. So truth alone wins means truth mixed with untruth won't win. Satyamev jayate मतलब सत्य में असत्य अगर मिला हुआ है तो ना अनृत इज अनृत झूठ नहीं जीत सकता. So truth mixed with untruth won't win. And to attain to Param Satya, you have to mix your Satyam with Tapasya also. You have to mix Satya with Tapasya also. So tapas means what? Tapas means the capacity to bear pain. दुख को सहने की शक्ति. So pain may be of various kinds like bodily pain, mental pain, spiritual pain. आदि दैविक, आदि भौतिक, आध्यात्मिक, तीनों तरह के ताप हम बोलते हैं ना ताप. So one who can't bear the pain, he can never walk the path of truth. जो उस पेन को सहने के लिए तैयार नहीं है. But truth will give pain, but that pain is not due to the truth, but the untruths we have been accustomed to. हमें आदत है झूठ की, इसकी वजह से सत्य को पकड़ने में हमें दुख वो मिलता है, तकलीफ होती है. So that is why. So truth will give pain, but that pain is not due to the truth, but the untruths that we have accustomed to, but that we cannot leave because of our habits. So leaving untruths causes the pain actually. असत्य को छोड़ने में ही दुख मिलता है. So the temporary benefits derived from speaking truth, they will give us initially they will give us pain, but over a longer period they will be beneficial for us. So we lie to get out of some uncomfortable situation, and next time we decide no, I will not do this. So then the reaction we were supposed to get, हमें डांट पड़ सकती है, we can get some kind of scolding, but it saves us from so many other reactions in the future के लिए. So earlier one couldn't trust you due to lies. तुम झूठ बोलते थे, विश्वास नहीं कर पा. So but now he can in the future. अभी आप बदल गए. So it takes time. Not it won't happen instant. And there is a very I wrote it down in my diary when I was a child. I used to write those from Reader's Digest. They had those. There was one by the German philosopher. He's very infamous, you can say, for helping, what do you call, for being the inspiration for Hitler. But otherwise, he was a very good philosopher. So if you read his Zarathustra, it is very beautiful one, poetry. So this he once said, "I am not upset that you lied to me, hmm, but I am upset that I can no longer trust you in the future." मुझे दुख ये नहीं है कि तुमने मुझे झूठ बोला, बट इसलिए कि मैं आगे तुम पे कभी भरोसा नहीं कर सकूंगा. आई एम अपसेट दैट आई कैन नो लॉन्गर ट्रस्ट यू इन द फ्यूचर. So when only truth remains, joy is longer lasting. So like, someone, we should choose shortcuts. We choose the easy way out in life always. So someone has an upset tummy. He goes to the doctor and the doctor says, look, you cannot eat for 3 days. So he knows very well that it is due to imbalance in eating. So now this person, after 1 or 2 days, he doesn't feel any difference. So next day he starts eating whatever he likes. And then again he gets sick. So then he goes to another doctor and he tells the story. Then the doctor said, sees this person is not going to be, he's not going to change in any case. So therefore, he will say, okay, you can eat whatever you like. So you like this doctor, ye badhiya doctor, he is the best for you. So you will feel the bad effects of this indiscipline much later. He will give you some kind of restrictions, but other things he will allow. But in the long run, you will feel and he will give you some medicine to suppress your pain and all. But in the long run, it will come back the disease will come back in a stronger way. But you don't realize it then. Huh? you you will What is the difference in both these cases? Illness always comes from indiscipline, remember that, indiscipline in eating, sleeping, exercise, or even in our mental thoughts. So sometimes the cause may be outside, of course it can happen if you are living in a city like Delhi here or any other city. Because you are living in a city with pollution, but there also because we have chosen consciously to live because we are going to make more money in a bigger city. So that is the cause, right? So when we go to the mountains, the air is pure. So we like the doctor who lets us eat whatever we do, eat and do whatever we wish. हमें वही लगता है जो हमें मन की करने देता है. So same way with the truth also. We speak the truth, but the habit of the untruth doesn't go away. So that's when we get a doctor who gives us logic to keep lying and we start following. There are some namesake Vedantis. Vedant बहुत उन्होंने पढ़ा हुआ है. They get all kinds of wrong conclusions out of that. So they will say no, that Atma to sada shuddha hai, Atma is always pure. The mind and speech are impure. They can never be purified. So lie as much as you like, because the lie belongs to the Anatma. Lies belong to the Anatma. So, therefore, the lies belong to the mind, sense organs, etc. You are the ever pure Atma and you cannot be touched by the lies. So, therefore, you are ever pure Sakshi. So, we like such a doctor. As a doctor, pasand hai, jo marzi kar lo. But actually, those who are the Sadhya Rishi, they will always hold on to the truth. Because I explained earlier also that if you are saying that the mind and they are impure, then where will your knowledge come? Knowledge to man mein hi aayega. So unless the mind is pure, the knowledge for release will never come. That means you will never go to your Atma Swarupa. So it is true that mind is anatma, then the vasanas are there, but we allow the vasanas to work there. That is why they work. Yeah, if I reject the vasanas, I am a Chetan Purusha, then I can reject the vasanas. So if I can reject, then they will not have hold on me. मेरे पे नहीं रहेगा. We say संस्कार है, पूरा जन्म के संस्कार है. But if they come, I can control. I can control. So unless we control the mind, this is a wrong excuse. But we are not. We want to take the easy way out. So we say, हाँ, अभी आत्मा तो शुद्ध है, आत्मा तो कभी कुछ होगा नहीं. But that is not right. So those who are the Sadhya Rishi, they will always hold on to the truth. So first, fully hold on to Vyavhara, because that is the one through which you will communicate to others. And then our final support has to be Param Satyam. So the one who reaches this final truth in this manner only, he will be able to attain Paramatma. And then he won't even need the sadhya devas for support after time. He won't need the sadhya devas. So basically, when we doing any sadhana, we have to first analyze what is my nature. What is my nature and what kind of improvement I can do. So if we classify according to nature, basically there are three kinds of people. We call them bhog pradhan, then tapas pradhan, and then klesh pradhan. So bhog pradhan is those who enjoy, those who want to enjoy everything. They are totally caught in their desires. Then Uh, so this mainly pradhan means what you give most importance in your life. आपके लिए main क्या है ना? So that is. So in life, whatever is given more importance is called the pradhan, or main, principal, or central, you can say. So enjoyment-centered person will have enjoyment as the primary motive of his life. Whatever his body and mind desire, he will follow. So the one following the mind and body is jiva. The jiva is following the mind and body. And such a jiva is enjoyment centered. So this tapas pradhan, bhog pradhan, they will apply to the jiva. So this jiva is conditioned by enjoyment. So enjoyment, not only in this loka, even who's seeking enjoyment in other loka. मैं पुण्य करके आगे जाके बहुत enjoy करूं. He is also bhog pradhan. So next is the tapas pradhan. He is austerity centered person. So he tries to do everything in the proper manner. सब कुछ सही तरीके से होना चाहिए. He has realized that strength, power, shakti is in disciplining oneself and not wanton hedonism. जो भी मर्जी कर लो, उससे नुकसान ही होता है. And therefore he goes away from sense indulgence, the tapas pradhan. So the determination of right and wrong, dharma and adharma are important to him. He will do something only if it is dharmic. So while following dharma, even if he encounters pain, he will bear it. That is tapas, bearing pain. And he will bear it willingly, not with any kind of complaint. Because doing the right thing is important. And the third is the klesh pradhan. जिनको क्लेश डाल के मजा आता है. So many people find satisfaction in hurting others. So even if there is no gain in it for them. So they're trying to create a situation where others will be inconvenienced. So others' pain, it gives them a perverse joy, right? So when we learn to analyze these personalities of ours, where we stand and move from the bhog pradhan to tapas pradhan or klesh pradhan to tapas pradhan, then only we can go to the final state of becoming a sadhya rishi. So today time is up. So we'll continue more of this in how we can analyze these three personalities and do which to follow which one in the right way. We'll look at it in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. Om Tat Sat.